What is up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be taking you guys through my exact morning routine that won me 6 Olympias. It varied a little bit, of course, over the years, but this was like the consistent things that I did that really helped me just lock in and focus for the day and for prep. Back then, it was about achieving the Olympia. Now it's about trying to become who I am. Currently 5:30 in the morning, wake up before the children are awake, when the birds are chirping, before the things are stirring. Your mind just feels a little bit calmer. I always started with a little morning walk in the light and then did a little cardio, so I'm going to take a walk, get on the treadmill, and I'll update you over there.
What's motivating you to bring the morning routine back?
I feel like when I retired from competing, I stopped doing a lot of things that made me better. Not because they weren't working, but just because I didn't have the Olympia. And it just became so clear to me that it was a lot easier to have discipline when you had a huge goal and when you had a deadline, but actually choosing to have discipline just for the sake of building self-respect and self-trust and just feeling more organized and like centered and aligned in your life is so important to everyone. That moment of alignment in the beginning of the day, I think, just sets you up for success. And it's so easy to, for me, without the deadline, without the Olympia, to just be like, I don't need to do it. But then I don't feel as good within myself. And I'm like, why? And it's a slow drift away from like, I feel good because I'm doing all these things. Oh, well, I don't need to set an alarm anymore. I don't need to take a cold shower. I don't need to go for a walk outside. I don't need to do these things. And one little thing at a time, slowly you just like drift away from like that confident, self-trusted man that I used to be into like this kind of like lesser version, I guess. And it happens so slowly. That's what people don't realize. It happens to fucking anybody. So you gotta choose every day to lock back in. And the morning is like the
vehicle for that.
Yes. One of the coolest things I feel like I used to do that I didn't talk about a whole lot was when I would do my cardio. I'd do like a 20-minute walk, and then the first 20-25 minutes, I wouldn't allow myself to look at my phone, minus this specific 24/7 meditation music that was on YouTube, just the first thing that would come up. I'd put my headphones in, I would cheat, I'd put my hands here, close my eyes, and I'd walk. And I would visualize the point where I was at in prep, all the way to stepping on stage and giving my speech. And I would just sit there and I would like walk through what each prep would look like. I would watch myself waking up every week, looking better, looking on point, getting to the Olympia, training with my coach, whether it was Ian or Honey down there, going to the check-ins, going to the weigh-ins, going to the press conference, being backstage, getting tan, like all the things. I would just visualize it, and it would get to the point where I'd be on stage and I would like hear Bob Chickarell's name, calling my name, like, and still you're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 time Mr. Olympia. And I would like get chills on the treadmill. And then I would like see myself going up there and like giving a speech, and I'd have tears coming down my eyes some days, just like sitting here like this by myself at 5 a.m. doing cardio, just like not just visualizing, but literally feeling what it would feel like to win the Olympia that year. That a therapist who like walked me through doing it to try to like ease my like anxiety and nerves that I had about going on stage. And it works so well. Like when I tell you, like when your body feels like it's experienced something emotionally even before it's actually happened, you just feel more confident doing it, and you're just more likely to achieve it. It's hard to explain into words how strong that felt, and it's something I never really took to apply to other areas of my life. When I had like a big talk or a seminar or a Q&A or something, maybe sometimes I would do that. But it's something I'm like realizing that you can apply to the small things in life. You're like, why can't I change this? Like, why am I reactive in these situations? Why am I anxious in these situations? If you really can like access that part of yourself that is confident in the situation and show them how you want and feel what it feels like and walk yourself through that, it's kind of like you've already done it when you got there. So that was a huge way that helped me also get through 25 minutes of cardio. I'd open my eyes and be like, oh shit, it's been 25 minutes? Cool. Then I'd throw on some anime, watch Naruto or Demon Slayer or something cool, and that was my reward for getting to that point. And then I'd go off to breakfast. So it was a really cool part of my morning routine, which I felt like was very helpful. And then the best time of day was stepping off that thing, being done an hour, usually only got to an hour at once of cardio, and then going to eat breakfast. You're just like, finally food, just like stomach grumbling on there. These were before the times where bodybuilders were taking GLPs and we just had to suffer in our hunger.
What's the morning smoothie looking like these days?
Morning smoothie. I dimmed it a little bit because I'm gonna have my prep breakfast. But it used to be I would make a smoothie. I cheated here. I wouldn't have had peanut butter in prep, but like I'm not in prep right now and I like peanut butter. But I have a scoop of protein. I would either I did dark chocolate probably 95% of the days in my prep that I had. Other than that, it was like cookies and cream or something, but dark chocolate was my go. Some creatine, some fiber, a banana, ice. Later on prep, the banana got taken away, but I'm not prep, so I put the banana in there. And then I would make this, and then I would make a little bit of oats and eggs.
Is there like a macro that you prioritize in the morning?
Not really, honestly. In prep specifically, by the end, everything was just low carb, low fat. It was making sure I got like 50 grams of protein in like 6 times a day at least. I would try and just put my carbs around when I was training. So I didn't always train right after in the morning. Sometimes I would train like 3 meals later in the day, so I had a little bit more food in me. And like peak prep when I was like exhausted, it would be like breakfast, nap, meal, train. Just crazy to wake up, eat breakfast, and then take a nap. But I was so tired. I would lie on my couch in the sunlight and just like feet up on the edge and just like for like an hour sleeping. That was the glory days. No more naps. Right, babe? No more naps anymore, eh? Bradley gets a nap, but not us. What I did forget to show is I used to wake up every morning before all my cardio. I would sit there and meditate because it was like that peaceful time of day. But we're not going to film that because it's fucking stupid to pretend like you're meditating with a camera in front of you.
Would you say this morning routine is applicable to anyone?
I feel like it definitely could be. I feel like if you're doing 45 minutes of cardio, walking and chilling in the morning, and a workout, probably not. That's like 2 hours plus of like exercise for an average person is not really feasible. But the idea of like waking up, having some time alone, going for a walk, moving your body, getting some sunlight, getting your water, and a quick meditation, having like intentional things to do, and eating the same thing every day. I think one of the most important aspects of it is the fact that it's a routine, so that you're doing the same thing all the time. And that was a huge thing in prep when you're tired and like get fatigued. Taking the thinking out of things made it easier. Life, everyone's busy, chaos every day, things change. If you have something that never change, you have a routine, you don't have to think about it, you just go through the motions and it like builds you into momentum for the day. I think that's applicable to every part of your life. This is exactly how I used to set it up. I have my oatmeal, my shake, and my eggs. Like I said, to make it feel like I was eating more. I've had the same phone case on different phones for, I don't know, a long time, like 6 years. I'd put my phone case like this, and I'd turn my anime on, and I would just sit and eat breakfast like this. Every single morning. My whole morning would be like not on my phone until that point in cardio where I would flip it on, and then I would rip through the rest of that episode of breakfast. And that was the morning, essentially. Sometimes I'd go take a nap. Sometimes I'd go shower again. Sometimes I'd go train. Egg whites, eggs, protein shake, oatmeal, a little bit of fruit. Typically what would get pulled out first would be like egg yolk, fruit, banana, less oats, until you were down to like just eggs, 1 egg and some egg whites in the last like week or two.
There's like a famous quote about like starting your day off with a win, like making your bed in the morning and that being your first win of the day. Do you feel like that's the most meaningful thing to you about your morning routine, or is it more about structure or something else?
I mean, subjective words, I guess, but for me it feels more like structure, as well as that just that concept of when you tell yourself you're gonna do something and then you're like, oh, I don't really want to do it, then you do it anyways. You're like strengthening that muscle in your mind to be like, oh, I do the things I tell myself I was gonna do for long-term delayed gratification, not for immediate comfort. I think just starting your day with that like message to yourself, like I do the thing that aligns with my values, that it's going to get me to the goal that I want, rather than the thing that is immediately comfortable and easy right now. That's like the cold shower, the cardio you don't want to do, getting up from your alarm when it's like, oh, I just want to snooze this. So you could see that as a win as well, 100%, I guess how you define it, but that's the big thing for me. And I feel like for me now it's like understanding that I don't need an Olympia to live like that. Whereas before, I feel like achievement was my big value that I was chasing. Like I want to achieve, I want to win the Olympia, so I'm aligning my actions with that. And now the goal is general alignment, which means I have a set of standards that I live by and I align myself with them because it's who I am. So So that I feel like that transition of like, I'm doing something for achievement versus I'm doing something because it's who I am, it's part of my identity. I feel like that's lasting. And maybe it may not be as dramatic, but that's something that's actually sustainable to like fill you up and drive you, and you build things that you realize make you feel good. You sit back and you actually define, what are the standards that are important to me? What values do I want to uphold? And are my actions actually aligning with them? Or am I leaning too much into the comfortable, easy thing, like sleeping in, eating whatever I want, skipping cardio, warm showers, weak shit. But yeah, that's this season. That's the culmination of what this season is. So that's where the challenge I want to do, that I want to set, come into everything too. So that you'll probably be hearing a lot of these similar style rants to me in the future. But this is just the morning routine is just a small piece. It's like when people say showing up is half the battle. No, it's not. The morning routine is not half the battle. It's just a little message to get the day started the right way. Now we're gonna go work out. Today is a general upper body day. Still in my little like fixing my body phase right now a little bit. So little shoulders, little bicep, little triceps with a little bit of a pump in there, but in like huge stretched positions, just to really like strengthen them in the right ways. And I got one more week of this, then we're moving into fun shit and getting strong. So I'm excited for that. All right, here we are at the gym, upper body day. All my workouts right now start with a triple superset, where it starts with a pails and rails stretch kind of thing, and then we move on to some other stuff. I'm doing abs 3 times a week right now. So I'm doing a stretch over there, a row with the prisoner handle, which is like a handcuff essentially, so you're pulling your arms out as you're doing the pull down, and then oblique style crunch. So I do a bunch of obliques right now in this training phase, so I'll run you guys through what that looks like. Tricep honestly gets in this too, but it's very like lat focused. Supinate grip, get into an extreme shoulder flexion, so you feel that deep stretch here, and then I'm pulling down as hard as I can like this, and then I'm pushing up for 5 seconds. So 5 seconds down, and then 5 seconds up. And I'm not actually moving, I'm just trying. And oftentimes the antagonist muscle will feel like so weak, like I'm up in that position, I'm like, I don't even know if I'm flexing it, but you're almost just thinking that you are. And even just thinking you are will at least relax the lat that you're stretching, and it'll still help. Not very entertaining to watch. Looks like you're not moving, but trying to move the whole rack. So again, that band is there trying to make my arms externally rotate as I'm rowing it, and then I'm stopping in that mid position, and I'm really trying to take my scapula and like rotate it down my back and like let it just like tuck down, and you feel your scapula just like ripped up, forcing it down into that position, holding for 5 seconds, finish the rep. The most important part of this movement is that 5 second hold, more so than the actual full rep. Whew. They've been doing abs for 4 weeks and they don't cramp as much. Imagine that, you actually train them and they stop cramping. It's magic. I think they're called the Czech press. I don't know if it's from Czechoslovakia or what, but the main goal in these is I'm bringing my arms back as far as I can, and I'm trying to press the whole way, and then I'm letting them fall forward, down, and then back up. So really try to keep your trap rhomboids tucked down, shoulders, elbows flared backwards. All right, superset that with a little Cuban press. Pull it up, rotate, press. All these things are like not the craziest deltoid developers, but it's still hitting them in different ranges of motion than you're used to. And like the stabilizer, rotator cuff, all the little parts that you normally don't use in my body are just like burning right now. So when I do progress into like heavy dumbbells, my body's just like a machine, locked in, no injuries.
When does taking it easy become laziness?
I feel like it becomes lazy when you lose control of it, when things aren't intentional. Like when people are like, oh, you know what, I worked really hard today. If I go home and I'm on my phone for 10 minutes, like, cool, like, I'll just enjoy being on my phone. But if they're like, oh, I'm on my phone way too much, like I scroll Instagram too much, and then an hour later they're on their phone and scrolling Instagram doing it, and they're like, you know what, I worked hard today, it's fine. It's when the justifications don't match what your values are. So when you're in like a state of like feeling good, everyone has states of being motivated versus not. When you're motivated, it's easy to make good decisions and do the right thing. When you're not, your actions require more discipline. And if your actions in the moments of lower motivation don't align with your desires of higher motivation, to me that's when it becomes laziness. So it's a matter of intention rather than what you do. Like if someone runs a fucking ultra marathon, they do 150 miles and then they sit in bed for a week, they're not being lazy, that was their thing. But if you have fucking just a lazy piece of shit and you sit in bed for a week, it is. Obviously extreme versions, but like I said, it's just about sitting down with yourself in moments of motivation and feeling good, understanding what your values are, aligning your actions with those, and then in the moments that are really hard, the days where you've lost sleep, the days where everything goes wrong, fucking chaos just breaks out, you're late for everything, there's fucking traffic, the sky's falling, still aligning your actions with your values is not laziness, in my opinion. So at the end of the day, you know yourself if you're in it. And there's no cheating it. There's no posting on Instagram like, I worked hard today, I wasn't lazy. And then you go home and feel like shit about yourself because you're lying. It doesn't matter. It matters how you feel inside. Like I said at the beginning of this, it's not about the achievement, it's about who you are. Damn. All right, last part of this workout, some deep stretch in the tricep and bicep. I'm doing a 35-degree incline bicep curl. This is like as low as you can get doing this. I need to slide up the bench a bit because my hands will hit the ground. We're getting that crazy stretch, curling up. And then I'm gonna do a tricep extension. I'll set up over there, but again, I'm gonna set my elbow up on a pad, an extension, crazy stretch, then we're done. The goal with this, I'm trying to use that pad to get my lat tricep into a stretch position, like pushing down against it while getting that tricep extension. And you can like feel like you rarely are in that position trying to move a load, but it feels like almost like crampy when you're on the edge of that stretch and then you contract it. Feels good, very good. So peaceful when the fan turns off. To wrap on today's video, I feel like this was a reflection of what my morning routine was like that I used to win Olympias. And as you can see, there were bits I sprinkled it in every now and then, like sauna, I'd cold plunge, I would do some other things, but the actual staple of what I did were just these really simple things that you can do in a hotel, in an apartment, in whatever, like you can just get it done wherever. It's just really about choosing to do that thing in the morning, choosing to wake up maybe 30 minutes early to start your day properly, rather than just like jumping into chaos when you roll out of bed, being late, jump in the shower, grab some food, run out the door, go to work, and then your day's just like repeated and over, giving yourself just that moment of stillness in the morning to slow down, gather yourself and your thoughts, because honestly, there's so many things wrong with our world right now, but just the ability to slow down is like no one has it. Even me, I've had to delete social media off my phone. I'd re-download it, post it, and delete it, because like it's not about, oh, what more discipline do you have? You have to like create environments that you can actually thrive in. Give yourself the opportunity to wake up early, delete the apps off your phone, schedule in time to do nothing. Like you have to intentionally choose to do these things. It's not just like, I'm gonna try harder and have more discipline. You truly need a system to set yourself up for success, or you're not going to. And I have not been doing that since retiring from the Olympia. I've slowly drifted away from like the system that I had that allowed me to win Olympias, and now I'm rebuilding a system so that I can become who I want to be, not to achieve something. So, the wrap on this video. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave.